on the campaign trail right now, and you've just started your day. How do you see the response now? What is going to be your entire schedule like today?
Today, of course, I'm going and meeting people in different areas. We are doing door-to-door campaign. I like, rather than sitting in the car, in my van and campaigning van and meeting people, I rather walk and meet people because I connect with them better. We have eye-to-eye contact. Then they want to shake hands with you. They want to see you. They want to take a picture with you. So I think it helps me better to connect. I'm a very expressive person. That's my nature. So I like to be connected with them. So when I tell them to vote for me, there's an eye-to-eye contact and I get to interact with women mostly. So that is how my campaign is all about this time.
You have been someone that women are looking up to since day one, and you've been very vocal for women rights and everything. To be a leader right now in these elections, how important do you think it is for a woman leader to be that role model for many women?
It's extremely important, not only in this election times. I think every time a woman has to be bold and she has to stand up for herself. I firmly believe that until unless you do not stand up for yourself, nobody else would. So I'm glad that women look up to me. I go there and they look at me in hope, saying that, and a lot of women come forward and say, we look up to you because we think you will solve our problems. You have the capability of being our voice in the assembly. So I really like that when women look at me with so much of hope and so much of confidence that I can be their voice in assembly, and that is what I want to be. Speak for the women in my constituency and generally about women, because everywhere you see women have some problems. We talk about it's a man's world and how women are suppressed. They're not allowed to grow. They're not allowed to come forward. Their feelings, their problems are always suppressed. So I just want to be that voice, single voice for that woman who can say that, okay, we have somebody to talk for us, for our rights, for our dignity and respectability in the assembly. So I'm looking forward to that.
Ma'am, as a person who has been very vocal in politics as well, be it right from your beginning in the DMK to now Congress, and now you've joined BJP and you're going to be contesting from Thousand Lights. You have two daughters as well. How is it? What are their views on your political journey, or do they have anything to comment?
I think they're used to it. I've been in politics for 11 years now. I joined politics in 2010. My elder one was 10 years old, younger one was 8 years old. They have seen me going through different phases. They have seen the attack in my house when DMK attacked me for a very, very simple and very logical answer what I had given to a question. And they were alone, in fact, then. So they have been through that. They have been through my accident. They have been through the kind of social attacks I have been under all throughout my cases in the court and Supreme Court as well as the local high courts. I think they have been through with me. They have traveled with me. We have, the journey was always of togetherness, whether it's about happiness or problems. So my daughters being 20 and 18 today, I think they are very comfortable. They know what I'm doing. And I'm glad that, they stand by me in my decision. They will have we have made sure that they have their own opinions. We have made sure that we do not influence them in any way. They are free to choose any political party they want to. They're free to be as vocal as I am. And that is how we have brought them up. But as a mother, I can say that I'm really, really very proud. And I want my daughters to look up to me and say that this is one woman we look up to who has stood her ground, come what may, a very, very strong person. And that is how they see me today.
most important areas in Chennai, Loyola, which is with a lot of lower income groups as well. What are the promises that you will be looking into over here?
With the DMK government boasting of coming back to power again and again in this area, you can see how the place is. They had promised that they will clean the Coombe River, which flows close by. They haven't done that in the last 5 years. In fact, last 10 years. Then you look at, they had promised that they will build a wall along with the Coombe River. That hasn't been done. They had promised employment. That has not been done. We have third gender people working at transgenders. They had promised that they will find jobs for transgenders so that they don't have to go around and beg or go to the temples and get into a different kind of job. So that has not been done. Women are not confident of voting them back to power because they are scared. They say that they had promised us so many things, but nothing was done. So they're saying this time we're not going to vote for them because all they do is make false promises. You do not keep up the promises. When you come into electoral politics, I think it's extremely important that when you promise something to the people who vote you to power, you fulfill the promises. That is what it is about. You just don't have to promise for the namesake. I give them that promise. Being a woman, I will do that. I will fulfill their problems. I'll fulfill their needs, whatever is required here. And even when you look at our dhobis here, they don't have a place to stay. They're finding it very difficult. So we are going to provide them with a place. People do not have patta for the houses. We're going to provide them the patta for the houses. Most importantly, I'm also looking at, you have one government school here. Rework on that. Make it beautiful so that people find it easy to come to school. The children you have to allure them, you have to lure the kids to come to school. And unless you don't keep the environment clean and give them a space to play, kids are not going to come to school. They're not supposed to look at school as a pain. They're saying it's a pleasure to come to school. And that is what I'm looking at.
Ma'am, you're talking about safety for women. We're talking about how everything is going to be. How are you reacting on the DMK and the lack of safety there, especially now that Vairamuthu is also one of the most important members of the DMK?
See, I'm not going to comment because that has nothing to do with the elections, but we are talking about safety for women. When DMK government promised them, especially here when they say that we have been winning this constituency, it's our vote, our bastions, and I think DMK, every time they win from here, they should have made sure that the women's safety is ensured. They have promised them that they will build a boundary wall against the Coombe River, and that has not been done in so many years. You have been winning back and again here in this constituency. So on what basis people are going to vote them back to power? I have to ensure women's safety. You have to place CCTV cameras, as well as you have to make sure there is a street light in every corner.
Yet, you have come from Mumbai, Warsaw, and now you're in Chennai. It's been quite a long journey for you. How has the journey been?
Incredible. A beautiful roller coaster ride, I would say. Never in my wildest dreams I ever thought that I'll be fighting an election. And here I am. When I started off in Chennai in '86, I moved to Chennai in '86. So it's been 35 long years now. So I think my passport says Mumbai as my birthplace. I will always be indebted to my school, Swami Muktananda High School, and my principals, M.V. Mandal is what it is, my principal, Vijay Lakshmi Nair, my teachers there. I completely owe it to them, though I quit school halfway through. The kind of values they injected in me, I think that will stay forever with me, and I'll always be ever so grateful. But yes, I owe it completely to the people of Tamil Nadu for accepting me wholeheartedly, not even once looking at me as an outsider, and today giving me a space to serve them.
You know, you've come even the political journey quite a long distance, you know, be it from DMK or Congress. You said that you weren't treated properly there, you weren't given the respect that you ought to be given as a political leader to even grow. How do you see, you know, recently also in the past there had been several comments that had come up on your name, and you know, there had been trends that were going on saying Kushbu Idli, Kushbu Saris, and several other trends going on. How do you feel the love of people for Tamil Nadu?
So somewhere you feel completely overwhelmed. You feel that you have to give it back to them. And how do you give it back to them? When they have accepted me so much, when they have showered so much of love and respect on me. Everything, my life, my career, my family. I found my family, I found my husband here. So I think I owe it to the people of Tamil Nadu. If they had not given me this kind of a welcome, probably I wouldn't have stayed back here. So I owe it to them, and I think the best way is to become their public servant and serve them.
A last question to you. You know, this campaign is going to be something that's going to be a massive role with the people. What is going to be your say? Will you know, you're contesting now. Is your name going to continue as Kushbu Sundar? Will you also be accepting your other name as well?
There's no other name. There's my official name is Kushbu Sundar. My real name is Nakhat, and that's what my family calls me. My school friends call me that. But Kushbu Sundar is my official name. My wedding certificate or my IT, anything. My mobile and immobile properties everywhere. My official name is Kushbu Sundar. So that's going to continue the same, what my passport says.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. That was Kushbu Sundar, the BJP leader here, who is contesting in the Tamil Nadu upcoming elections, saying that yes, she is going to be contesting from Thousand Lights, and she is going to be going ahead and serving the people of Tamil Nadu based on her qualities that she believes is a right for the women. She says that not only is she going to be backing down, but also definitely will be a short winner from Thousand Lights constituency.